Ladies and gentlemen, Galactic hates Farlon. That is what the name of the replay file was when Galactic sent it to me. So we already know this is gonna be a great one. Probably a capital snipe if I had my guess. I'm calling it now. In the teal color, we have got who I think is Galactic playing as the trolls, called Kayla Mensha. We'll see. On the other side, playing as the Orcs, this is Farlon in the green color. SpellForce free, gamers. If you're not playing it, you're doing it wrong. Go grab the Versus Edition for free, join my Discord, get some matches set up for you no matter your level. That is a new thing I'm trying to do in the Discord. There's already a bunch of people that you can tag with their roles attached. Like I said, whether you're a beginner, a pro, from the good old days, you'll find the right person for you to play with. Anyway, Plaguebringer versus Occultist should be pretty interesting. Both very capable and I think just the right thing for the matchup. Although the Occultist is probably more the right thing than the Plaguebringer. The Plaguebringer will be great to reduce the resistances of the Occultist, who gains a lot of them as he gets lower health through the Death Resilience passive. The lower his health is, the higher his resistances get, so you just don't finish him off very easily. The Trolls, on the other hand, you'll often find them playing as the Chieftain instead of the Plaguebringer, because he has a whole lot more AoE. Plaguebringer a little bit more fragile, doesn't deal quite as easily with the Goblins, which is gonna be an important part of the Orc Tier 1, of course. Although we could imagine seeing a little bit of workplay out of Farlon here. He's also crossing the map, which is going to enable him to potentially steal the flag. But I think the play here is that the Smasher just takes the hits and the Plaguebringer would be the one to do the flag capturing, which is going to come up. But obviously the Trolls cannot very easily upgrade this, not without the Occultist causing some trouble and potentially even taking down the flag and stealing it. All you gotta do is cast the demonic thingy mac jig. Circle of power. It's called Demonic Pact. Yeah, and you can whack down this Eye Banner in no time. However, it's gone, so a little bit of potion chugging will be required for our Occultist. One just got chugged. And like I said, this constant weakening and disease, which takes 8 damage per second, irresistible damage too, so yeah, that's serious business over time. The Occultist can take it for now. Also, you don't have a whole lot of targets to leech health from with the Occultist, which is one of the other big plays, so the Troll matchup is a little bit awkward for him, but like I said, the banner should be a goner. However, maybe the Occultist is as well. I'm pretty sure the potion chugging days are over soon. In fact, we are on 0, but does gain the standard last moment. I think this is gonna take a teleportation out of here. Oh boy, 200 health, 100 health. Ooh, the last shot did not go through, but that was so close and it could have absolutely happened. Anyway, the clan standard is gonna upgrade. So very nice little land grab for the Orcs. However, the Orcs typically don't want a flag fight. They want to focus on expansion, rapid expansion ideally, so that they can, you know, just gain more land. Each of their bases is where they produce units from, whereas the Trolls, they typically just get a handful of sectors and already go Tech 2, or just upgrade their Smashers into better versions, Skull Crushers. Now, they don't really make any other units. You typically don't see the Trolls going for the birds, although it can totally happen, and especially if it was reversed and Farlon was the Trolls, I would expect the burbs. But we're not going to be seeing that right now, I don't think. Not from Galactic. I think he's going to play more standard and go for the Skull Crushers and their AoE, and then back them up with a little bit of ranged play as well. The Smasher is your only unit. You just make it different and better via the upgrade structures. Anyway, a handful of Scoundrel have shown their faces. Where is the hero? Occultist has died to the Zombos. Must have been on purpose. And Farlon is ready to go again, but now only on 3 sectors. That is equivalent to what the Trolls hold. And we are not seeing any significant upgrades to these scouting posts, although there's one down here, the frontier post. So with each level of upgrades supporting 3 workers, frontier post is so important. The second level makes it so that you have 6 workers, so you can populate 3 total buildings. That's great. Typically want to aim for that. Otherwise, you have a building and a half like here. See, the lumber mill is full, stonecutter missing a worker. Not great. Ideally want to upgrade this as soon as able, but not before the land grab at the same time, right? The orcs do need all these sectors to produce units from, like I said. Now, the Medusa have been taken, however, by Farlon in the meantime, and that's a good amount of experience that you gain from the creeps, of course. Way better experience than you would get from killing the army. And what we can do with that real quickly is take a look at what the spells... What is the hero build here? Triple brute force for damage. That's affecting all abilities and the standard attack. Then we've got the plague disease. We've seen that before. We've got feast on disease. So when you plague something, you can leech some health. Heal back up the plague bringer. We got corpse harvest, which is basically an explosion of corpses on the ground. They stick around for a while, and you can make them go boom. We've got the plague ball, single target ability, applies a bit of disease, and deep water's point. There's the level 5, however, as Farlon didn't contest the Medusa whatsoever, and that's the important part. Plague Orb has been unlocked, and we've also got Corpse Harvest level 2, but only 1 point in deep water, so that could be problematic. Also, we got Plague Disease level 2, which doubles the damage of that thing, and also the resistance reduction is essentially doubled, so that's a pretty big deal. We're gonna see, I think, the Plague Orb momentarily, and following up that with a Corpse Explosion should be pretty huge against the Gobbos. Certainly the focus is there for it. Oh, are we gonna see it or what? There's all the corpses, dude. Not gonna do it. Okay. Well, these guys get away, but, I mean, they're already kind of weak, and Farlon... Sorry, Galactic still controls the sector. So, pretty big deal, but the orcs also have sufficient sectors now. And they're raiding a little bit with the War Riders, which is great. Every single worker you can go after here is a big deal, as the troll workers are more valuable. They're stronger too, but there's not as many of them as the orc ones or that of any other faction. We also got tier 2 for Farlon, very great stuff. War pits coming down, and I'm assuming we're looking at the iron mines soon. The iron resource obviously critical for the orcs as they enter into tier 2. They can get their hunters out, which is going to be great single target damage to pick off smashers or whatever they're going to evolve into. Also an important tool against the Plaguebringer itself, who isn't as tanky as I said the chieftain would have been. Now, this is probably it, but hey, the Smasher actually ran away. It does this little sprint ability, right? And then it gets slowed after as a punishment, and it looks like the Vorg are gonna capitalize on this, with one of them going down on the other side, no doubt. But the rest escaping. Oh, 2 of them actually going down to the plague disease. That damage over time sure is nice. Now let's see, the occultist is getting naked for us. That's hot. Are you staying naked? That's a big nerf to armor. Farlon. Some clothes on, man. Okay, he's got the tier 3 armor. That's good. If you equip it. We might see a hashtag no equip, however, which hopefully he will realize. Okay, he's controlling the occultists. There it is. Okay, I was worried for a second there. Anyways, we've got iron mines. 3, 4. It's a good start. I'm sure he'll make some more soon, and then hunter time. Or maybe not. Farlon has been known to do some other place in there. So he hasn't yet chosen the tech path to go for. It might be that he will opt into Ravagers or even Wyverns. That would be something. Especially if Galactic underprepares for aerial targets. Now bear in mind, the Smashers have abysmal magic orb resistance, minus 25%. It's not great. If those Wyverns can go after them, and there's no ranged units for Galactic, Farlon can do a lot of damage. Also, it's entirely possible that just the scoundrels running around will be taking down bases. If there's enough of them, you can have 2 groups and just hit 2 bases at the same time. Or go after the scrappers, which is also a great move. They're pretty tanky, but they're so expensive at the same time. 25 food, I believe, if I remember correctly. 20 food, sorry. Still very expensive, and it will basically stop you from making the other stuff. So yeah, Farlon's harassment is great here, and it's not like you can garrison these guys unlike the regular workers, which is a huge issue. Looks like Galactic not so interested in defending this eye of the tribe. He's going for the counter-attack, taking down the scouting post, which is trying to upgrade. But yeah, that will actually successfully upgrade and then increase the repair rate and allow potentially Farlon to teleport back to save it. Probably not gonna happen. But hey, he's gotten the kills on the scrappers, which is a huge deal. That's gonna mean that Galactic has barely got any scrap, which means you can't upgrade too many of the smashers there. Pretty big deal. Scoundrel have also managed to destroy this base, and pain is what I would call this. The scrap horde's getting recycled now. Good number of war grinders, almost enough to think about upgrading them. It's gonna cost quite a bit of iron, and Farlon's finally spending it, so let's see what that is. Looks like just the armor upgrades and weapon upgrades for the Orcish units, and then a strength in number upgrades for the goblins so that they can produce 3 at a time rather than 2 at a time. Same cost, by the way, so a very economical upgrade, that one for sure. Alright, want to make sure that these war riders don't get actually directly attacked. Wait a second, actually, Farlon did upgrade the war riders, so now they have 60 pierce damage instead of 35. That's a pretty big deal. Idling a lot of Galactic's economy. Maybe these smashers can find some counter damage at the same time, but this is now a fortified outpost, so way easier to defend. And, you know, if Farlon wanted to teleport back to save it, I think he actually could do that. But if he's going for a base trade, that might also be viable. Not gonna need to teleport actually, because he's nearby. The repair should be sufficient for the moment, and look how much damage these bases actually do. Fortified outpost. Pretty strong by itself, right? But it's magical damage, and that means 25% extra against these smashers due to that negative resist. Now, with the war riders adding in their damage, that should be smasher takedowns left and right. Of course, they're gonna be vulnerable to the magic damage of the Playbringer himself, who's currently level 5, has got tier 3 armor, I think. Is that an upgraded weapon as well? I think it is. Whoops. No, base weapon. But we've got double resistance rings, so at least that hero can stick around for a while. Only smashers? Where's the good stuff? Oh man, this is the good stuff. Oh, the scoundrel just wrecking this base. Farlon being careful not to accidentally grab all army and leave. I think he did it for a second there, but it's forgivable. Oh, the teleport got cancelled. What a play! What a play the occultist is gonna do. So much damage to this thing. Somehow, some way, the Plaguebringer isn't gonna be able to teleport, because I think it was a mini-map click. The base has been destroyed, that's why. You gotta target one of the buildings that isn't about to be destroyed. So first the teleport gets interrupted by the pull, basically stasising the hero, and then the base is destroyed, which was the target of the teleport. Perfect timing by Farlon, and no wonder Galactic hates him. This is not quite a capital snipe, but we still can't rule that out, right? I mean, he's been spending iron on something, and hopefully that's something other than upgrades. Okay, no war trolls just yet. All the economic upgrades are coming in for our orcs. Of course, there's never enough economy, right? Just kidding, he's playing orcs. Of course, there's enough economy. I like to move with the spike flingers. That will help a lot against the scoundrel. But, you know, once the hunters come around, they're not that impressive anymore. Sure, they're great at clearing out this tier 1 spam. That's exactly what they're for, I think. Kind of wish we saw them more often. They're such a cool model. I like their little mohawk that they've got going on. It's cool. But yeah, I think Galactic's in deep trouble. Only just a few sectors left, and the Scoundrel now come 3 at a time. Who needs real units anyway? We just make the gubbos. Works just fine. Fortified outpost might be able to hold this. At least long enough for the guys to regroup. Cultist is now level 4. Ideally he would be level 5 obviously, but hard to get the kills against the trolls really. So when you're stuck at level 4 against trolls, you're gonna be there for a while. Okay, fortified outpost is about to be destroyed, but so is this Eye of the Tribe, methinks. Even if the trolls come in to save it, I mean, they'll be just instantly surrounded by all these troops. I'm not sure Galactic wants that kind of fight right now. So better to just leave it, let this go down, and allow Farlon to get back to iron mining. He doesn't have a lot of iron still, and all his production is essentially warg. So you know what, Galactic might be able to make a game out of this. It's pretty impressive that he's gotten back, so good job to him for sure. Maybe we get a Titan this game. I mean, wishful thinking. Hey, we got the Skull Crushers. They look great in teal, by the way. I like that. Still this tier 1 army roaming. Farlon just saving the iron economy for the next match, at least until now. Finally, we've got Ravagers. That's what I like to see. This is classic Farlon gaming. Oh, he went for the quad stonecutter. Oh my goodness, what is this gonna be? Please tell me he's gonna go totem towers with this. There's no totem towers, but that's what I want to see. The man's got 73 stone. What's he gonna do with this? We've got a teleport trick. Try to hit the other side, but not much to hit here. Farlon, you gotta have a plan for all that stone, right? Negative 33 food. Those should probably be farms. I guess one thing he can do with that is actually getting the population upgrades. That's actually pretty important, but that's only 15 stone. This base is absolutely toast. Galactic has just no time to come over. That's why the teleport trick is such an important little skill to have. You just go to the other side when the other guy has just teleported, and you go and get a free base destruction, sometimes even 2. Although I think 2 is a lot to ask for in this kind of situation. Has Galactic not picked up this flag now? He teleported back for that. And he didn't actually build on it. He's got the strong heart of the tribe, so hopefully we'll see some actual tier 2 units from him soon TM. I'm pretty sure these Skull Crushers are not yet upgraded. Oh, they are, sorry. 130 damage, that's... everything's in order. Of course, these Skull Crushers will now deal a little bit of cleaving damage against these Scoundrels, so I'm not actually super sure that they can destroy everything. That was a nice corpse explosion, as well as ultimate, but still, the Plaguebringer is low and had to escape against the War Rider. The base still got destroyed, and all it cost Farlon was everything. Wow. That's a lot of dead Scoundrel. How will he be able to come back? I mean, look, Galactic's approaching 160 plus population. Once he makes it to 200, how do you stop it as Farlon right now? He's got the Ravagers, and I'm thinking the number of them might be pretty good. Is he actually gonna be able to do a capital destruction maybe with teleport trick again? He will need more numbers, and these quad stonecutters are not helping. Meanwhile, Galactic's making some headway, destroying the frontier post, and I'm certain there's more to come there. Okay, a little bit of multi-pronged direction. Farlon's about to show his hand, so Galactic can prepare Need something with magic damage, and you know, once you're in tier 2, the trolls only have 2 tiers. So you get your Hex Camp ideally, which we don't have. These are not the right buildings. That's a throwing camp right there, so these guys are now upgrading to Flingers, and the Flingers are getting their Toxic Spikes, which is gonna give them a speed reduction. There you go, it's a 25% speed reduction on everything they hit. The regular throwers could get an effect of weakening, but it's only a little bit, only a 10 resistance reduction. It's not that crazy. Still nice, but the way afflictions work in this game is if you have a stronger effect first, then the stronger stays on. If you got a weaker effect, well, the weaker one stays on. Whatever was first. So you gotta be really careful in the order you cast, and a unit that constantly attacks and applies afflictions can be problematic with that. Anyways, watchtowers. They've gotten a substantial buff before, but they're still pretty weak against trolls, having only 1400 health on these towers. They're gonna get smashed. Alright, Farlon with the multi-pronged attacks. It never gets old, man. Love to cast his games because he always does something of this sort. Although it doesn't always work out. In SpellForce 3 it often pays to have your army together. But if you can be very nice with your control and time everything well, there's definitely a lot of value in this. Now, it might be possible to catch this Plaguebringer, because the Warg and the upgraded Ravagers will both be faster. Also, the Ravagers have had some good amount of upgrades. Now, 120 damage per hit is starting to look pretty good. We've gotten a nice surround from the Scoundrel on the Spike Flinger as well. Reducing their number is very important when you have such a trashy army. But look at this. Now, Farlon is trying to hold back the tide and splitting up his Ravagers to get some headway here. Might be able to destroy some buildings, if not the Eye of the Tribe itself. Now granted, Galactic is getting pretty high in resources as well as population, so this is starting to look good. Also splitting up his own units. Got a ton of Skull Crushers. Still not seeing the Hex Camps. These are just all fight huts. Where are the Hex Camps? I guess you don't have to rush them because you kind of need the sharp Eyes of the Tribe first. Nice destruction there by Farlon. Also hitting this other base. Yeah, Galactic just doesn't have any offerings. So you can't make the magic units, hence the lack of Hex Camps. Sharp Eye of the Tribe will be holding. And Farlon losing his hero is a pretty big deal. But hey, this Ravager Harass is working out pretty well. Staying in his home territory now to heal up a bit faster. I'd love to see their upgrade though. Can we get that? It's right there, 10 iron. But iron seems to be a problem for Farlon. Has a lot of hunting cabins because he also needed to stabilize his food. Watchtowers also preventing him from getting all the resources he needs, but he reduced his stonecutter numbers at 200 stone. We're going tier 3 as well, which is great to see. Oh, there's the Wyverns, but now there is anti-air. So I'm not super convinced about this one. I really like these guys though. Huge fan. Oh, Warbreakers! Stop! Oh my god, it's so strong. Imagine how good that would have been staggered though. Anyways, the Ravagers will wreck the Warbreakers directly. It's just the Stomp is strong in a straight up fight, of course. Nice pickoff though, and good early warning. Wait a second. Are these guys gonna go for a base trade again? Bunch of these Ravagers not quite making it, and they still don't have the speed upgrade. Farlon's working on something with iron, but I think it's just more units. He's got the Occultist here, which might be able to help him hold for this fight. The army also has looped around and is now fighting from the back. It's a full sandwich, with the Ravagers kind of being able to hold the hero dice in the middle though. However, the Scoundrel the Playbringer just cannot take all this firepower coming from every which way. Chugs a potion, very nice pullback micro. Farlon running through the army, corpse explosion! That was a bait. That retreat was a bait. And I think Farlon is toast. I really don't see him coming back from 9 population. He has a little bit of resources left, but... Wait, why does Galactic hate Farlon? What did Farlon do? I don't understand. What did he do? Gamers, join the Discord. Get some games in. Show Galactic who's boss. I think he baited me. As well as Farlon with that corpse explosion. Very nicely done. See you in the next one.